be used by her as an excuse. And I have to tell you something, the closest thing I have ever experienced to paranormal was sitting in a room with that many people, and it was dead silent. It was after about 5 minutes, everybody was thinking that, and you could see afterwards, everybody was writing about it on their blogs and on Twitter. It was downright creepy. It was completely silent, except for what was going on stage. So it was totally cool, and she failed, like they all do. Now, to move on here just a little bit, people are asking if the challenge is going to end. About a year and a half ago, the foundation announced that because it had basically run its course. We get so many people trying to get that $1 million who have some unusual claims, like the woman who said she can make people pee by staring at them. And it does take, it costs us money. We have to pay the salary of somebody to sit there and go through these sometimes very odd claims that don't even, make sense. You read their claim and you just can't even understand what they're trying to say. But we've decided that was not the way to go. And so we all talked about it and said, yeah, we can't turn down the challenge. It's too cool and too much, too interesting and too good of a hammer, basically, as a tool to show people that, we don't know if psychic powers exist or not, but we want to make sure that people are being skeptical about it. The $1 Million Challenge is a great way to do that. So we're going to continue it. We're working on changing it to make it more efficient, to put it online a little bit better, so that we're not spending a year going back and forth with people who have a hard time understanding statistics. We're working on all that right now. We should be announcing it early next year about how we're going to redo it, and hopefully by then we'll have everything in place. So to be very clear, the challenge is continuing. It is not stopping. I've written about this before. We've claimed.
Yeah, the two that I remember from the Princeton lecture that Randy mentioned were the Magnetic Ladies of Romania, and we have a Romanian who will be co-hosting hopefully a little bit later on, and they sort of stuck coins to their foreheads and
Right,
stuff
I know.
like that.
No human could stick coins that way.
Oh, the other one was the bloke from Mexico that turned up with the suitcase ready to take the $1 million, who said that he glowed in the dark. And what Randy pointed out, and what I agree with, you can't disagree with it, you get the crackpots claiming the challenge, and yet those that purport to be able to do it every day, your John Edward, your Sylvia Brown, your fat moustache, funny sounding bloke, or whatever, these people will never do it. Come on. I know you can't say it, but I can. They're absolute con men and charlatans.
But not everybody
I
is,
think
right?
I think you can say this though, Phil, because he's actually got a conviction for it. That's not fair, actually. He hasn't got a conviction for it. He's been proved to be a charlatan. Peter Popoff.
Well, yeah. Peter Popoff is I don't know that much about this whole story. Even though I'm president of the JREF has a long and rich history. And
you should watch more of my videos.
Well, no, I have, because I'm just made of time. That's all I got to do is sit back and watch YouTube all the time. You and 500 other people.
The JREF has subscribed to my channel.
Oh, I know. I've watched several of your videos. I've watched a bunch of different things. It's hard to keep.
Really?
It's hard. I get around.
I hope someone's recorded that. Please tell me someone has recorded that Phil Plate has watched some of my videos.
Have you watched any of mine?
Yes, many.
Yeah, I wish I could continue doing them, but they take me all day to freaking edit. I'm terrible at it. And we'll do this again. We'll do more videos in the future. But the point is, the JRF does a lot of stuff, and Randy's got such a long history of doing all this stuff. It's hard to keep track of it all. So I know the basics of the Peter Popoff thing. Basically, he was sort of a faith healer and a guy who could huge crowds of people. And it turns out that he able to tell you things about yourself that no human could possibly know without being a psychic. And it turns out his wife had a microphone and she would talk to these people and he had an earpiece in and she was telling him what the people were saying to
Yeah.
him. So he's a complete
And
con artist.
he's back to his old tricks. What I'm
And he's
about to
back
show
online. He's
you,
back doing them again.
what I'm about to show you, it's just some of the, because I subscribe to his channel. This is some, and it is only some, of the letters that I've received from him. I actually thought of putting on eBay. His latest gimmick is slippers, and he only sends you one, but of course I kind of applied twice, so I got two. So I've got two Peter Popoff slippers. What you're actually supposed to do with these, if you read the letter, is to put it on your right foot, I don't know why it's your right foot, and stand on the Bible and recount some bullshit that he puts in the letter. But I think I might put these on eBay. Peter Popoff, I'll sign them if it helps. Peter Popoff slippers. I'm sorry, that bloke should be in prison. If he tried to do that in this country, I think he would be in prison. I just don't understand what's going on in America and how he gets away with it.
Well, neither do I. You can, if you can prove that these things are fraudulent or that they're making claims that they can't back up, then yeah, sure, you can send these people to prison. Look at Kevin Trudeau. I don't know if these commercials run in England, but late night TV, his commercials on things the they don't want you to know, medical cures they don't want you to know about, and this guy's a complete fraud. He's a convicted fraud, in fact, credit card fraud in the past. And he's peddling medical cures, which are 100% quackery. He's saying you can cure your cancer by eating ground up coral calcium, which is baloney. And he's been convicted. And yet those commercials are still running. I still see them on TV.
I've seen that.
This is a guy who is, somebody just called him a scumbag. I would actually use much stronger language than that. And yet he's still on TV.
Why doesn't someone do it? Why don't they
look
prosecute them?
Look at these Enzyte commercials.
I don't know. The position is, when I made the Peter Popoff videos, I actually got in touch with the JREF. I don't think you were president of it at that time. But I can't remember the person that I spoke to. It wasn't James himself, but he certainly consulted James. And I said, how does Popoff get away with it? And the response was effectively, if it's a matter of faith, no prosecuting authority will touch it.
You certainly can't reason somebody out of a position they didn't reason them. Somebody really honestly believes something despite the evidence, you're never going to talk them out of it. They're just going to have to grow out of it. Just look at any of these late night ads, and even not late night ads. When I just watch just regular commercial TV, the ads they have, this has not been tested by the Food and Drug Administration is a typical claim. They make all these claims about lowering your cholesterol, increasing your penis size, increasing your breasts, increasing your sexual appetite, making you smarter, all this kind of stuff. And this is all crap. This stuff might work, but it's never been tested. So you could throw anything into a bottle, make a claim that as long as you're careful about it, and you can sell it on TV. And the Enzyte guys are in freaking prison for fraud, and I'm still seeing those Smiling Bob commercials on TV. I do not know how this works. It's ridiculous. You can't take a pill and give yourself a larger penis. It doesn't work. Oh, somebody posted Head On and Airborne. These are shown to be useless. These are totally it's quack pottery and crack pottery and quackism. So it's quack pottery, right? And yet, look, these still get sold. As a matter of fact, I have a window open here. I just heard that CVS, which is a huge drugstore here in the United States, pharmacy, an apothecary, depending on what part of the country you're in, they were selling something called Air Shield, which was a diet supplement that can prevent colds, fight germs, and boost immune systems. And it turns out that's all baloney. And the Federal Trade Commission, which regulates such claims, billed them for $2.8 million, basically. And that's a drop in the bucket, I'm sure, over what they made. But they have to stop selling it at least, which is good. But these are chiropractic, homeopathy, acupuncture. These are multi-billion-dollar industries that do nothing Chiropractic, there might be something to it, maybe to cure backaches and neck aches, but it does not cure any germs, does not cure earaches or toothaches or deafness or anything like that. That is all quack medicine. It doesn't do anything. If somebody seeks out that medicine instead of going to a real doctor, they can get sicker. And yet these are making billions and billions of dollars hurting people. It is a crime. The word evil comes up a lot when I think about this, and that is exactly the sort of thing that we fight, and we will continue to fight, because look at the anti-vax movement. There are people out there, Jenny McCarthy, Jim Carrey, Meryl Dorey in Australia. These are people who are saying just outright lies and non-truths and making crap up about vaccinations that is totally